Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, depending on where you are watching from. We are back again. This is a broadcast that we did not pre-announce that we are coming, but it's necessary. It's about the creation of an Anioma state and the people who are opposing it. Definitely, we expect that people should oppose an Anioma state. That is the fact. And there are reasons for people to oppose an Anioma state. Some could be benefiting to the detriment of others in the so-called Anioma state. Some could be benefiting to the detriment of others. So if your business venture is about to crumble, you will fight to keep it. So if you hear Bini people or some people, even in that Anioma, wanting to stop it, perhaps they are benefiting from the former system, which we are praying against, that the former system should go. Look at people like George Onyibe. He's doing broadcast upon broadcast to oppose the Anioma state creation. And George Onyibe seems to come from the area called Anioma, Delta Igbo. And if you look at the name, George Onyibe, it's not hard for you to say this guy is Igbo. But okay, he's Igbo from the Delta extraction. If you don't understand George Onyibe, if you don't look at where he's coming from, you don't understand why he's opposed to Anioma state. George Onyibe, for example, is a former IPOB member. And being that he's a former IPOB member, why is he now opposed to Anioma state? According to George Onyibe, Anioma state is IPOB inspired. But we've had Simon Ekpa in his broadcast that they are not interested in anything state creation. They're only interested in having Biafra. If you have many pro-Biafran supporters saying they're only interested in Biafra. Biafra is their goal. Anything Nigeria politics, and to them, creation of Anioma is political. So people like George Onyibe is opposed to this, somehow too, you could say people like this are beginning to indirectly oppose the Igbo. This is what Ijera was doing, yes. Some of the time you hate yourself to the point that you don't know that you are inflicting injury upon yourself. You are an enemy of yourself. Like I said, George Onyibe is a former IPOB member. And IPOB is not behind the creation of Anioma state. But to him, it's IPOB, despite that even in recent broadcasts, Simon Ekpa has said they are not interested, that their interest is in Biafra. So George Onyibe has been doing broadcasts to oppose Anioma state. And he has been, he's trying to tell people to call Ned Nwoko to order. Ned Nwoko is from the area called Anioma, and like you already know, he has sponsored a motion for Anioma state creation. And Anioma is a state for Ndi Igbo in Delta State. So it's a shame to hear people, George Onyibe with an Igbo name, opposed to. You wonder, why can't Ndi Igbo in that area be on their own? Let's not look at Southeast, adding them to Southeast now. Why can't Igbos in Anioma be on their own? Is there anything stopping them from being on their own? When you already hear that many of them are crying against the way they are being treated in the States, the dominance of others, they want something for themselves, they will control themselves. They want a homogeneous state. And you see somebody from there, there's a way you will do witchcraft to a point that you start biting yourself and your children. I don't know whether Judge Onyibe has reached that level. I'm still looking at it. Because, okay, you joined IPOB, for example. Now, let's look at him joining IPOB. Judge Onyibe was a former IPOB member. Why did he join IPOB? Because most of his views recently are to counter IPOB and indirectly also counter Ndibo. Why did he join IPOB at the first place? That will, begin to look at it. Did he join IPOB because he saw their goal and their goal made sense, or he was there to make money? And somehow, maybe money was not forthcoming. Then he retires to this thatched building. That's where he's supposed to do broadcasts. I don't have any problem with that. To run down an organization he believed before. Okay, it's normal too. You could be in an organization and maybe you are not comfortable with certain things and you decide to, I want to pull out. So, but if Judge Onyibe would do a video and tell us why he left. Judge Onyibe claims to be intelligent. While he was an IPOB member, was he really intelligent? Or, okay, he became intelligent recently? Because I've had chat with him on WhatsApp and he blocked me. You can deceive some kind of people without information, but people like me, we will go to look at that thing you say. We will, study materials on that and we will come out with ours. We'll do findings. We sort of debated a Saturday night on WhatsApp. After a while, that he cannot correct me again. I don't know whether he was thinking about convincing me. We are coming from different places. He had knowledge and I had mine. I don't know whether after failing to convince me, he blocked me on WhatsApp. I was really trying to see reasons with him. He's opposed to Anioma state creation. What he should ask is, why are most Anioma people interested in the state creation? The only problem we're having, Anioma people are having with the state creation is, some are saying it shouldn't be in the southeast. But to have a homogeneous state with people speaking same language, why is Judge Onyibe opposing it? Was that the way it was from the beginning? As far as I know, the term Midwest, because he and Wounded Civilian normally point at Midwest. We were former Midwest, we did a referendum. You should take yourself back to the situation that resulted into that referendum. According to him, he said they did not agree with these people. The Igbo people, they did not agree with. These are all things he made up. Why did they do the referendum? Who influenced them? People like Dennis Osadebe were already opposed to they Anioma people being part of Midwest, being under Edo's Bini, as in Old Bender State. People like they opposed. So Ned Nwoke is not the only person talking about having an Anioma state or carving out the Igbo speakers of that area. It has started since Dennis Osadebe. A lot of people have done it. Ned Nwoke only renewed it. And people like this must you be stuck to Bini? Were you Bini people from the start? Even a lot of people have come to debunk the Bini tie. Bini's influence on your area was more of because they were they said to be warriors, they conquered certain places, and not that they gave back to you. The Ezechima story is very clear. that he went there, worked, and there was some disagreement and he left. So tell me why you must be tied to them. Yes, by reason of migration and the rest of them, somehow you are close to Benin and you are also close to Southeast. We are the area called Southeast too, by the divide and rule map. So let them stop deceiving people. Ned Nwoko is on the right track. The idea to unite all Igbo speakers, including a banker in Edo State, to form an Anioma state is on the right path. And the people of the area are almost 99.9% demanding for that state creation. Nambuko Bidoro, it did not start today. The demands have been from time past. They said referendum. Referendum what? What were the conditions? Why was there a referendum? Who did that divide and rule map saying from bridge here is now Midwest? Who did that? What inspired it? Some people, like I said earlier, some people act in a way they become witches, biting themselves. There is a way you will be attacking others, they will hit you and you return to yourself. When witches have come to an extent that they start biting themselves. He said it's an IPOB demand. IPOB never made any demand for creation of more states. I also heard him say it's an Ifeanyi demand. For what? Will Ifeanyi come to become governor in Anioma? I don't think so. Ifeanyi controls the area called Anambra if he wins the next election. If he managed to win, because we know he's coming out under APC to contest for Anambra Goba election. If he wins, he will only control the area called Anambra State by creation, this divide and rule map. People try to make up stories, and for them to make their story sweet and attractive to their listeners, they will mention IPOB, because when once they mention IPOB, people of those areas will quickly buy their stories, and that's what they keep doing. IPOB never said they wanted, and Anioma said IPOB is asking for Biafra, and it's so clear. IPOB's goal is clear. They want Biafra. They want Biafra. So why do they deceive people? Why do people like George Onyibe deceive people? The moment Bender State was created, even from the time of Midwest, the Igbo speakers of those areas began to feel marginalized, and they want freedom, and they are a different people. Even though there are slight Bini influences among them, they wanted a state of their own. They never had the opportunity. Like I said, Ned Nwoko did not start it. It has begun for long. Even I heard that before the creation of Delta State, they were still clamoring for their own state, a state of their own. And perhaps bringing the capital to Asaba was a kind of pacification. But the yearning, the demand for their own state is still there. It's unchanging. And if there are people who are not comfortable with it inside the Anioma, there are only few people like George Onyibe. Not because he has good intention for not wanting an Anioma state, but because he has cause to settle with some people. He's opposed to IPOB, and he has to mention IPOB. He's opposed to, people who are part of an organization before, when they leave, they will want to fight the organization with anything they have. They see IPOB as an organization with so much Igbo people in it. And okay, Igbo people are en masse, people from the southeast, based on that they are Anioma brothers in the area called Midwest, in their divided room, based on they are making same demand. And the people who are spearheading this Anioma state creation are from the Anioma area. Ned Nwoko is not from southeast. So what are we saying? So when you see people like George Onyibe making such demand, there are other things behind it that is inspiring him. Anger. You know, a wounded lion. A wounded lion. That's how they do. If you tell him to give you good reason for opposing the creation of Anioma State, he wouldn't. But he will cook up things. He knows how to talk. He will come on air. And this and this. The next thing you hear from him, it's a Biafra influence. These are plans to first begin to make them align with the people of the Southeast. Then they will pull out of Nigeria. That's what he will keep saying. Simply because he has disagreed with IPOB. I was expecting comment from viewers so that I will react and go, but it seems the viewers are just watching. Now, Anioma State is a goal. It's a way Igbos in Niger Delta are seeking redress. They want to be on their own, take care of themselves. They want a homogeneous nation. Just like that of the Southeast and other states. You know, I'm wondering, can't Edo people be on their own? Can't they just be on their own? Urobo and Ishekiri be on their own separately. Must they include Igbo speakers to make up their number? And when these people say they want to be free, and you start hearing this and that, they don't need to be free. They don't need to be free. We were one Midwest. What Midwest? Before Nigeria was created, what were you? Let me react to a comment. Caroline Obuji. Why are Igbos fighting themselves? I think to answer that question, first of all, you're welcome. Good morning. The enemies of Ndibo are using some few Igbos to fight Igbos. The enemies of Ndibo are the problem. They are using some other Igbos. And these people who have been hustled do not understand. And some of them actually understand. But, you know, grudges they have had in the past. And there is this thing, how can it be Southeast? How can it be Southeast? We want to be Southeast state. For me in particular, I don't even bother if Anioma is Southeast. I feel they should just be on their own. Anioma state, you know, whether you call it Southeast or Midwest state, whatsoever, the ground is not moving. They are still where they are. They are not leaving that land. They still occupy the same place they occupy. Most of those causing confusions or the infighting Igbos are having are from outside. They allow themselves to be influenced. Now, let me tell you, majority of Ndibo in Southeast want an Anioma state. And so, if you go to the area called Anioma 2, they are only few elements that are being used by outsiders. And certainly you know that Bini will be opposed to Anioma State and some part of Delta. You know that. It is so simple. And people like George Onyibe, a former IPOB member who has aligned himself, you know, the moment you leave, you become enemies of that organization. You like the same strength you have been using to support that organization, you will double it from the other side to fight that same organization. We understand this position. We'll be rounding up. This is meant to be a short video, and it's like 24 minutes already. Caroline Obuji, thanks for your comments. You're welcome, my sister. I'm Azuka Oje. I say bye-bye for now.